Welcome to Nail by Nail, Building More Than Homes. Hi, I'm Julie Loos. I'm wife, mom, and proud co-partner in this adventure we call Loos Homes. This podcast has been on our heart for a while, a place to share our story, our values, and the faith that guides us as we help families build their dream homes. Each episode will talk about what it really means to build more than just a house, to build community, connection, and purpose. And as always, I'm joined by my husband and the founder of Loos Homes, Greg Loos.
I am excited to be joining you today, Julie.
Wow, that was an exciting...
It was heartfelt.
Yes.
Really. No, I'm excited to talk about the fact that even though our last name is on the company, it obviously takes a great team of people to do all the work that goes into it. And a cord of three strands is not easily broken. That's one of those passages that I think of often, and that fits in well with the team approach.
So let's talk about why the team matters. And right away, you brought up that passage, but I was actually thinking when we came up with what we were going to do today for this podcast, the passage about we need each other, because by ourselves we're not good, but when you put us with a team of people that have other unique talents and personalities, it's like that's where the magic happens. And some of us don't like math, some of us don't like numbers. I'm calling myself out here. You like to work with your hands. I have no vision, and you always laugh at me because Can I say this here? I actually don't like building a home for myself. It stresses me out, and that is horrible that I'm
That's a
saying
horrible
this.
sales pitch, because you're supposed to say how easy it is, but you don't like making the choices
Decisions.
involved.
I get caught with analysis paralysis, and it just really, really overwhelms me. But you can see a vision, and as long as you put me on the right path with you.
I'm happy to guide you through those choices when the time comes, but maybe you would be a perfect candidate for a market-ready home, which happens to be almost 80+% of the volume of what we do.
Yeah, so
to make it easy and simple.
So back to why the team matters. With you almost being in business for 30 years, you corrected me before when we were talking about this, 29 years. People have come and gone. There have been people, life happens, people that have to leave, people that have passed away, people that have decided career changes, and it's been not funny, but it's just another wink of God is when someone leaves your company. A lot of times we feel like it's a dead end, and we're like, how are we going to find somebody else to fill that spot? And God he's been so good in that the person that comes, sometimes you're not even aware of it, and the person that God just puts on your path is many times better than the person that left.
Yeah, ultimately everything works out for a reason, and having a great team of people in the past and a great team of people currently, like you said, things change in people's lives and they have to move or change career paths and that kind of stuff, but ultimately God always provides, even though at the time it seems a little bit not overwhelming, but it can seem overwhelming at times, and just keeping, taking one step at a time, one day at a time, and everything always works out if you are blessed to have the people following the right business principles, and then they also have the right skill sets and just work ethics themselves.
So Loos Homes is bigger than us. I mean, you were kind of like the jack of all trades when you first started, and now you have a team of people, and the team really matters.
Yeah, I mean, the team is ultimately not just our team within our company at Loos Homes, but I like to consider the subcontractors that we use, who are out there doing all the skilled trades on the homes. We have great relationships with them, and we consider them part of our Loos Homes team. And of course, there's parts that go into that, such as vetting the subcontractors to make sure that they're doing things how we want them done, and it becomes kind of a systematic thing that They know how we expect things and what we want done. We know what kind of work we're going to get out of them. And then we can go with the same crews from house to house, as opposed to using all kinds of different subcontractors, taking the lowest bidder. That's not what we do at Loos Homes. But it all ties in then to the team of people managing all those processes within our more nuclear family team at Loos Homes. And another passage that comes to mind, and I'm totally not saying this right, but you'll get the gist of what the passage is if anybody out there knows, can look it up. I can't even think of what book it's from, but it's a passage that talks about what good is the eye without the ears and the ear without the hands, and what good are our hands without our feet, and so on and so forth. And that's literally, a message from God that is real-time active whenever you have an organization of people working for a common cause. I like to think of it as we're all parallel flying arrows flying through the air going towards a common target, which ultimately is happy customers.
So let's talk about the people behind the build. So when people picture building a home, they usually think about the materials and the design, the floor plans, the lumber, the finishes, and the fixtures. I don't know, as a woman, I really don't think about all that. I think of probably more of like the finished look of the home, but it has to. I've been on enough job sites with you over the years that I've seen the process. There are a lot of people involved in getting it from, even just a tract of land that is got trees on it, and someone bought that, purchased that land, and it goes from, just
turning the land into
a house.
Lots for homes.
Yeah.
Like fully improved lots that you can build a home on.
And it's not just one person.
Yeah, I actually should have thought of the actual number of people from start to finish, from the land development side to creating a home site to a shovel-ready home, all the way through the home building process to the final walkthrough to the customer service after the sale. It is way more people than I oftentimes realize when you think about it.
But each person has their job and their expertise, and it's like the process. We'll probably save that for another podcast where we talk about like the different phases of construction. But can you imagine if even just one of those phases, you didn't have that phase, and other people trying to do that work, they would not know what they were doing.
Oftentimes I think of the categories. If I were to categorize, and I know we'll get into better detail in the future, what each division within the company does, I've kind of got it divided into 5 main categories, chronologically starting. There's a design and a blueprint process for every house.
So this is at Loos Homes. So now you're just talking about phases.
At Loos Homes, if I were to like categorize the main, with our team of people that we have at Loos Homes, I'll just lay out like these 4 to 5 main categories that I view things fitting in as far as our team of people that are direct employees at Loos Homes.
Can I just interrupt you? How many people do you have working for Loos Homes?
13.
Okay, so 13 people.
Yeah. And I'm number 14, but we could just say 13.
Okay.
So you have the number 1 would be the design plan process. So blueprints, plans, the overall design of the house. Then number 2 would be the products going into each house, specifications of how each house is built, because we don't build cookie cutter homes. So we do these, the team that specializes in this, picks out the fun color selections, the outside, how's the outside of the home going to look. Well, some of that translates to the actual blueprints as far as the design, but then some of it is more color schemes and different facade finishes, such as masonry combined with low maintenance siding and other touches.
And you're talking about spec homes. If you have like someone wanting to build a custom home, then your people guide them, but don't necessarily, maybe offer some suggestions, but don't pick it for them.
Oh, exactly. So if we're doing a custom home for a customer that wants to pick out their lot and do a design build, that's what I would call that, is a pre-sold / custom home. We have a design process with a design a selection professional that guides them through the whole process. So sometimes people know exactly what they want, and sometimes people need their hand held a little bit.
That is me.
You would be the person that has no clue what you want, and you need right?
Yes.
You don't like that. You've said to me, we've had the opportunity to build 3 homes since we've been together, and yeah, you don't like that. You're like, kind of narrow the field down, right?
No, our last home, I stuck with the same lighting fixture through the whole house, and the same, we repeated like tile and laminate, is it LVT? Yeah. So I just did repeat, because I do not, like I said, analysis paralysis is real here.
Yeah. You definitely need some guidance when it comes to
some
selections.
hand-holding, yes.
So getting back to, recapping, the design/plan phase is number 1. Number 2 is the product specification and the fun color selection phase. And when I'm saying phases, I'm talking about our team of people that guide these phases through. And whether it's a customer home or whether it is a market-ready home, meaning that we are building the home and don't have a buyer for it, and it's going to be easy turnkey, buy the home, whether it's halfway built or finished, it's all planned out. Sorry, I keep getting out of order. So the third phase would be the permitting and building phase, so actually building the house, and that's where we're project managing the construction job site and then managing all of our subcontractors building the house. And then another category of people that we have running this thing is selling the homes. So again, that would be like
sales agents.
Yep, the bulk of probably about 80% of volume wise, we're building market ready homes. So then we're working on selling these homes. And that's during the whole building process. Sometimes folks are interested in a house that has kind of like a born on date, like this home is going to be ready and cleaned and ready to close on by the end of April, even though right now it's still January.
Okay.
So selling the home, and then there's the closing process where people are actually signing their mortgage, bank loan, or sometimes people are not getting a loan and buying a house for cash, and then transferring the keys. And there's a whole process and a team of people at Loos Homes that guides that process. A closing binder that is kind of like an owner's manual for the house, and making sure there's a final walkthrough and making sure everybody's happy with everything and understands the functions of the house. And then we also have a customer service. Customer service obviously is really important, making sure that, there's hundreds of thousands of components that go into each house, and we live in an imperfect world with imperfect people, and any builder can try to say their house is perfect, but that really is a lie. I can't say I've ever built a perfect home, but the service after the sale and standing behind your product with people's biggest one-time investment at one time is really important, so we're proud to offer that. And then there's just all kinds of other behind-the-scenes work as far as office management things, keeping all the systems rolling. But those would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess, 6 main categories.
So let's talk about, why do you think this team is so special? If you were to give me 3, could you give me 3 reasons why
You have to pin me down because I'll keep talking, right?
3?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, well, cut me off at 3. One thing that is really important to me, and anybody out of our current team of 13 people knows what's really important to me in a company that I own is that the people in the company recognize everybody is part of a team. We all know the saying, there's no I in team, and it's really team camaraderie is important to me. So I need to get better about this, but I'm trying to be more intentional about doing things, whether it be a lunch or going on a quote-unquote field trip, and actually looking at the homes that we're building together as a team instead of everybody's working in their different departments and focused in their own little bubbles. Seeing the team cohesion is really important to me, and I think that shows with having, um, a group of people that hopefully I'm pretty confident everybody enjoys working. There's lots of choices out there in America, and we're blessed to have people choose to work at Loos Homes.
I think that was 2, was it? Or was it 3?
I lost track already.
Okay. I think it was, but give us one more.
What was your question again?
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
What makes this team so special? One more.
So, recapping, the team camaraderie, everybody seems to get along. That's kind of the same thing. People don't necessarily, they're willing to share in workloads. So if sharing in workloads, meaning even though that's not in my job title, I'll still help out if needed. So how would you word that?
Like willing to just
carry the load to help out your teammate if your teammate is overwhelmed at the time or something.
Yeah.
And another reason would be...
You've already had 3.
Okay.
I'm cutting you off.
Thank you.
All right. So what I guess what I have appreciated, I'm not part of the team, like the daily team there. We live two hours away, is it 2.5?
It's 2 hours.
2 hours away, so I'm not involved in all that. But what I can see, I mean, pretty much you include me, we talk. I do the best I can, like offering wisdom or what. But what I see that I have truly appreciated about the team that you have is just, I've seen how you guys come around each other on, you guys lost a teammate last year, and just how you all walked through that with each other. I feel like everybody really cares about each other there, and like that has been.
It is a family atmosphere, and I can confidently say I've heard other people at our team at Loos Homes feeling like it's legitimately a work family. So if one person is hurting or having some personal life issues, other people can tell that, and they care about one another. So yeah, when losing someone who went to heaven way sooner than anyone had planned, that was really tough to overcome that, but we pulled together and with faith and teamwork pulled through that.
Mm-hmm. And so you guys celebrate the wins together, and you handle like the tough days together. And we know, I mean, what about your team interacting with homeowners? Do you see, you want to point out anything about that? Do you feel like they want to really get to know who they're building for? And
there's definitely a relationship. The way our systems are set up and our team, the team members genuinely care, and they know that my biggest business principle is happy customers. So knowing that's an expectation before they ever even started working at Loos Homes, it's never questioned. But getting to know the customers, it's not just a job number, it's a customer's home with their name on it. And whether the house is done yet or not, it's like, this is their home. We can put a face to the name. There's relationships built, and that flows through all the way to the final walkthrough, the closing. And I know for a fact that a lot of our customers sometimes have friendships after they've bought a home from us or built a home with us. I remember hearing stories of them, going out and having lunch or having some beers with a previous customer. So that's pretty cool for me to hear that.
Yeah. So building culture and connection, let's talk a little bit about that. So hearing some of these highlights about our team is a reminder that Loos Homes is a family, not just a business.
Yeah. One thing that I thought was I was motivated to put it up on our staircase, that every member of Loos Homes, we have the entrance of where we come to the office every day. And tying it back to a scripture passage is, and I think you've seen it, it's like a 4 foot by 8 foot picture on the wall with the passage on there, work as if you're working for the Lord and not for men. I think it's from Colossians. Don't quote me on that. Mm-hmm. But anyways, that's the passage. And that's important for me because I want people to realize that I truly feel that I'm working not just to make a living, but I'm working to use skills that I have to apply them in a way that is a productive member of society and helps other people. And that brings me more joy than any dollar amount could. And that's why I put that passage on the wall, so that people aren't thinking, I'm working to make the owner of this company more profitable. I'm working ultimately for the Lord and not for man.
Right. So they are truly the hands and the hearts behind every home. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Nail by Nail, Building More Than Homes. We hope today gave you a glimpse into who we are, what drives us, and why we're passionate about the work we do.
And in our next episode, I would love to have us dive into more of those processes that I kind of touched on, those 5 to 6 main categories, and talk more about how those turn into more details on those processes.
What it's really like to build a home from the ground up?
Yep.
Okay. So be sure to follow Nail by Nail wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you enjoyed this episode, we'd love for you to share it with a friend or a future homeowner. Thanks for listening. And remember, the best things in life are built nail by nail.